Supreme Court has now reserved the order on Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea. Remember, the Supreme Court was hearing crucial pleas against the CBI after the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had moved the top court seeking bail in the now scrapped excise policy case. My colleague Sunil Prabhu is now joining us on the broadcast here. He is getting us more details. Sunil, we believe the top court has reserved the order. What happened in the court? What more details are coming out?
Well, so as you rightly pointed out, the orders have been reserved. It's taken, as Justice Surya Kant pointed out, for a bail matter an entire day. That shows how pendency in the Supreme Court takes place. And as he himself said, to quote Justice Surya Kant, for what will happen for poor people. Both Mr. Singhvi as well as Mr. Raju, starting from 10:30 this morning, concluding at 4 o'clock with a small recess for lunch, have argued their matters for and against. Mr. Singhvi, of course, leading the arguments and saying the points very clearly that how things have played out. So it's in that backdrop now we'll have to wait and see what the judges decide. Most importantly, Mr. Singhvi stressing about Mr. Kejriwal, saying that he's not a flight risk, he's a constitutional authority, citing a number of case laws and arguing on a continuous basis that this was, the CBI's case was an insurance arrest that had been done and carried on. Mr. Raju on his part pointed out procedural issues on the bail conditions, on the various facts that the charge sheet has not been put, and it's on that ground that Mr. Singhvi countered and said that all those points that he had put do not substantiate, and clearly that Mr. Kejriwal is a fit case, and citing various other factors including Manish Sisodia in his bail plea that they should be able to get relief for the Delhi Chief Minister, who has remained in jail now for over 5 months.
Okay, so we are also learning that the ASG had said that if Arvind Kejriwal is released today, if the bail is granted, then it will demoralize the HC, and witnesses in the case could be, there could be an attempt to, in this case, we do understand, as the information is coming out, that there could be an attempt made by the Kejriwal side, that is what we are learning, to influence the victims as well. All right, more details now coming out. Well, we do understand, Sunil, you'll be able to shed more light on that. What were the arguments that were made from the other side?
Well, I think the judges, Mr. Ujjal himself, countered that and said, on what basis are you saying that they will be demoralized? These are arguments that are made and proponents made by the additional Solicitor General. He even cited, for example, the Punjab case, that, there are witnesses who are still there out of fear, they cancelled and withdrew the application in terms of the liquor policy in Punjab, the Mahavir case, for example. So a lot of points put forward. As I said, it's been an entire full day of the Supreme Court taken to hear Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea. The top lawyers of this court, Mr. Singhvi as well as Mr. Raju on behalf of the CBI, arguing on various technical grounds of why he or she, why Mr. Kejriwal should not be released, and why Mr. Kejriwal should be released from his lawyers. The judges themselves, just listening to that point, Justice Ujjal, of course, quite clear in his mind about the fact that, what are the conditions on why bail should be granted. Justice Surya Kant wanting to go into more details into the merits of the case, and that is the reason why it's taken a long time to discuss this entire matter before, of course, the reserved orders. We'll have to wait and see when they issue this decision. It's not clear yet whether they will be able to give a judgment at the earliest. But definitely, as we've been seeing from the president onwards, saying that pendencies of cases, and as Justice Surya Kant himself said today, why should a poor man suffer if you take one full day for hearing this matter. So it's in this point that both have argued on the liquor policy, why they should be released.
Okay.
Mr. Singhvi continuously arguing on a continuous basis about the flight risk, about the point that he is a constitutional functionary, he meets the twin tests that are required, and of course from Mr. Raju, the procedural issues, the points that the courts haven't taken cognizance of various other points, concurrent issues that have been laid, as well as, of course, the fact that he can tamper with the witnesses.
Absolutely.
As
Well,
has been
those were
alleged
some
in the
important
Mahavir
arguments that were
case,
made in
as
the
he
court from
cited.
both sides.